Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. In this series called Ramaseva Ramyaseva, we are going to try and examine how this great epic Ramayana is going to give us certain insights into how to lead a life of service. So, let us just jump to the story part. We'll start with the birth of Rama. But what happened before that? Dasharatha was praying to have a child, and his three queens, Kausalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi, were praying to have a child. But more importantly, all the rishis have been praying for quite some time to Lord Narayana that he should take avatar, a descent on this earth to take care and remove all the wickedness of the world. And as a result of this, there has to be some kind of means by which it happens. Therefore, there has to be a sadhana, there has to be an intensity which brings in the Lord's descent, makes it happen. And therefore, Putra Kamesti Yagam is done. Putra Kamesti literally means a desire for a child, divine child. And it has been conducted by a very pious rishi, Rishasringa, who is supposed to have a horn on his head. And then a horn is always something that is pointed, which actually symbolizes one pointedness. So whenever there's a one pointed desire, a reflective mood that comes up, then Putrakamishti Yaga happens, and then the four brothers were born. Divinity divided itself into four parts. That is, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha become Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrugna. Now, this is the story part of what has been told in the Ramayana. But now let us jump to what actually it symbolizes for us in the current crisis or any situation. We said that we are in the midst of a pandemic, a global crisis, where it becomes the responsibility for each of us to bring out the best aspect of selflessness and goodness in us. And the goodness is Rama. So how the story begins is that each of us who feel that we were comfortable till now, when the crisis comes up, there is a desire in us for having goodness being brought up in us, because there is a thirst somewhere that I should be of some use to the society, and that's just not good enough. There has to be a one pointed reflection, which is what Rishyasringa meant, as I told you, that one pointed reflection on ourselves in terms of what is that I can do, what am I good at, what is the purpose of my life. Is it just about going about with my daily chores and then earning and then learning, and are these the aspects, or is there some contribution, something I need to do? When this kind of self-reflection happens, that is connoting Rishyasringa performing Putra Kamesti, and then a fourfold aspect is born in each one of us. The fourfold aspect actually is the meaning of the divinity taking four ways or four forms. The first one is goodness. Rama denotes goodness. And then Lakshmana, the Bharata is the next one. I point to Lakshmana. Lakshmana denotes service mindedness. He's always behind Rama to serve. And Bharata represents loyalty or commitment to his brother, the goodness. And that is why Bharata is always in total loyalty and then commitment to Rama. And Shatrugna means someone who actually has conquered all enemies. And the reference is to inner enemies, which means he's a very equipoised and he is a very equal-minded person. Person with equanimity is what they call a stable person. So there are four qualities that come up in us as we do this reflection, as we prepare ourselves for a good service-oriented life. What are they? Goodness, service orientation, uh, loyalty or commitment to what we have taken up, and equal-mindedness or equanimity in the face of any changes or in the situations that are happening. So, with these four things that are born within us, we are exactly, there's so much of joy in our hearts, pretty much like there was so much of joy in Ayodhya those days. Okay, so we will try and check out how this moves forward and then enhances our life of service in the next episode. But at this stage, I want to just say this, that we have to stick to these protocols, my dear sisters and brothers, and we have to let us always wear a mask when we go out and we are interacting with people. Let us sanitize ourselves well. Let us maintain the social distance as required. Let us be positive minded and not give way to negative thoughts. If we have to speak, Let us only talk the positivity and then possibilities rather than the impossibilities. And let us try and then create at least one or two more people positive like us in this society. So with this thought process, I'm going to end it here and then give way, promising you that I'm going to come back in the next episode with the continuation of the story of Ramayana.